Germany, I think it was about 20 or 21 or something like that. It's called The Honest Parallels. I read that at the same time that I was reading a book by a Marxist, Yogi Lukács. I believe it was called Destruction of Reason. It was a book of The Honest Parallels. I think I was talking about how the 70s to the 80s, when society was breaking down, people was on the rise, people that was falling apart, life was falling apart, leaving a power vacuum, things like communist movements and Nazi movements happened. And Peacock predicted that that was something that we had to be concerned with. That, this was before it was that way state back then. And I saw it, I said, I think that happened back then. And I kind of just looked at it and I stopped being afraid, and I started later because kind of I started seeing the science again in the collapse of the Democratic Party into elitist neoliberalism and populist social democracy, for lack of a better word, Bernieism versus Hillary-ism. As a way that it may heal, it might not heal, and it might not heal. That provides obviously us with an opportunity. But it provides other factions with an opportunity. When Hitler came to power, he got 27% of the vote. If we allow a society to fragment into camps, this is what happens. And you see it happen. You see the alt-right versus the alt-right versus the neocon. There's about 5 points there. And we're kind of like on the edge of part of that. And then there's about, I don't know how many that's still, other than those 2 big ones. But then there is the more identity politics-based one, and then of course, reaction to that, the fight, nothing but, like I said, this strife, this breaking down the old party system. And that is opening again, like open like that. Sometimes that's a Trump law, and it gets a lot of people behind him, and everything else becomes second to that. And I think Trump is a nice foreshadowing of what really bad, because Trump is at least a populist within the closest set of curation or practice, but that is somebody who really knows that, and somebody who really hates, somebody who might be able to. That's the next stage. And I think if enough hate gets excited, there's nothing right, and here we go, he's in the middle as always. We can go and find an answer, but everybody out of this. We just sit out there, she's in the room, and well, so let's see what this came down to. Thank you. I just want to take a minute to give a short bit of my answer here on this one. In 2001, I was sitting in my firehouse on Long Island. We had just been paid, and we were getting ready to respond. And I heard a conversation that's stuck with me ever since. I heard one very angry person say, well, blah, blah, blah. And by then, he didn't mean responsible. He meant, this is my name, address, skin color, language, etc. It's made up of things. You can see it's all plug up. And another person, trying to give voice of reason, said, that's dangerous talk. We've had camps in this country before. It can happen again. And the first man turned and said, no, you're not. Let's build some camps. So I'm looking at that. Here's the fact. It's 2017, and 16 years later, and it didn't happen. I believe that we were fully primed in 2001 for a dictatorship. We didn't get it. And I'm going to say something that I'm not very popular in libertarian circles. I'm going to say something true. What kept us from falling into a dictatorship in 2001 is something that slows down our political system. It's the fact that we have parties that are broad-based parties that are composed of grassroots or populist components. And the elites and the top actually do the government. What happens is, Jeff Frank happens to be in charge. It's over, we're shouting, turn all the way to the left, or turn all the way to the right. And the leaders will wait and nod and say, yeah, we're going to do that. And then turn a couple degrees to the left, or a couple degrees to the right. And when the masses are going in our direction, when it's something against taxation, we get very frustrated by this. We say, we want you to turn further. We forget that this benefits us. When people are shouting for something dangerous and deadly. But that system is not a taxation. That system evolved over years and it can be broken. They can be broken. When the populist wing of a party gains control of that party, say leaders of the populist wing are able to intimidate the elites and say, we're not going to govern your way. It also breaks down when the leaders of a party do more than we can nod. When they can nod too much and they get caught line. When they make it clear, when they're very, very blunt with their followers and supporters, yes, we don't do exactly what you say. As long as you give us the House, the Senate, and the President. It's just all great. We're exactly how intending to do it. And that's what the Republicans have done. For several decades, they said, we promise, we'll do all the crazy things you want. Just get us everything. And it became everything. And people wanted them to do all the crazy things that they said they would do. And now their choice is we do it. Or we lose control of our party. Maybe we can lose our party. What's going to happen if the Republican Party does start to weaken? We have a choice as libertarians. We can live in a one-party country, or we step up to the plate. I encourage us to step up to the plate. And in terms of that, in terms of how we step up to that plate, Joey, we need to grow. We need to be a bigger party. We need more officials. But all we're talking about today is visions. Being careful who we associate with. Being careful with how we balance that growth with that visions. Love. I think the answer is love. Love liberty. Love each other. Love every person that you meet. Everybody you meet is libertarian. They're libertarian until they're not. And everyone has something in their heart that needs for living. And it's our job. Literally, it's our job to nurture them, to find these people, to tell them that they know that they're loved, to let them know there's a place for them. That whether they were in another party, whether they're not in another party, whether they want anything to do with the parties, whether they don't have anything to do with politics at all, let them know that there's a political party that's based on love, that's based on not forcing people, that's based on voluntary action, that our goal, literal goal is peace and prosperity, that we don't have any more else's, we don't have any ulterior motive. Ulterior motive is our own freedom. We need more freedom. And we do it in different ways. And some of us are more right-wing, some of us are more left-wing, some of us are more liberal, some of us are more radical, some of us are moreなんて晴れ晴れしてるんですね。なんと綺麗な風景なんでしょう。はぁ。旅をいただきたい。はい、終わりました。
있어요. 마요 조합이다.
I do it right in the start. I see it myself every day. That let me do that. I see it when I meet people on the street. Watch that yourself. That's all. Be the best little chance you are. Try to do it. If you don't, what is it about philosophy called little party? We are a little party. We're a little party with philosophy. And that's the difference. Okay? We're a little party. And we're selling sharing philosophy. We've got a double landing. We've got two things to worry about. We've got two entries into the human psyche that are unique in combination. They don't have. And I think that's what we're selling against us in nature. But that's why we have to do both. Love. Everyone comes out of this country. That's what they were about. This is what living is. Living is. Everybody's free, but we have to keep in mind because some of these folks that try to take over from me because that is also human nature. Well, so when I came over from the Democratic Party, it wasn't things that we, as many might think, right? So I know that we've had a lot of success reaching out to smaller conservatives, and so there are a lot more former Republicans than there are former Democrats in our party. And so one of the sort of legacies from our old party, one of the things where everyone call it, I mean, I have a visceral reaction to anything that's also Republican. I just do. And anybody, or not anybody, I don't speak for everybody, but we've observed that anybody who's former Republican will have a visceral reaction to anything that's also Democrat, right? And it's also, oh no, he's not speaking this and that, right? But there's a rhetorical thing here because a lot of times it's just about language. So right-wing people say cut federal agencies, right? Left-wing people say dismantle systems of privilege, right? Right-wing people will say, overregulation. Left-wing people will say, well, we say too. But see, like, a lot of times we're saying the same thing, but we're just, saying different thing at the same time. It was like and this always comes up with like the anti-nationalism explodes. Like, intellectual diversity is a strength for us. The fact that we don't have a lockstep talking points in a tight environment, that's a good thing. Like, that's a really good thing. But we have to not be afraid of the fact of exploring the vast space that exists outside the old status quo narratives, right? So, to me, that means not so much, well, how do I guess when there's like isolated individuals, like I do kind of support these, most people feel very unwelcome, that no platform is not anything, like no Nazi should ever stand on a stage and recruit within our spaces. So like, that's really super important, right? But I think what's also super important is kind of to echo what Joey said, like that love, right? That love of liberty and that desire to bring more people in. And we have a lot of issues that we sort of bring independent types could be really open to right now. You got to take more the gender and sexual minorities, and immigration reform, and even when you like a social issue. Like, why don't we really say social issue in front of the libertarians? Like, I shouldn't, like that whole half of our top of the North Chart, that's what lives there, right? So I think just kind of laying down the fear that, I mean, and I understand there's a lot, like we have a non-aggression principle. We're not going to be on a slippery slope because somebody said, like, a plural adjective, like, we're not going to be collective, like, just, it's okay. We have the non-aggression principle. We can explore a lot of other issues that people aren't receptive to. And I guess I'm kind of sure, I don't know, so Arizona gets thing called the referendum initiatives when we can bring legislation that should be passed directly to the people. And we have a referendum process where the legislature passes something we don't like, we can get an interested back to the people. Right? So it's actually direct democracy, don't panic, right? But, so, and I just passed something else out when I came into the Democratic chair of the Volunteer Party Committee. And our internal infrastructure is kind of just kind of weak right now. So we were one of those affiliates of the LNC intervened like a couple decades ago, and we still want to recover from that. So like I need a project for us to work on that we build internal infrastructure. So I'm like, okay, let's do a referendum because the legislature got about 90 days to do it, and they passed, this is kind of hard to parse out, but they passed some legislation this session that attacks the initiative and referendum process, right? Because even after your politicians are convenient for the people to have, kind of direct pathway. So we decided to do a referendum on the bill to tax referendums. And the really cool thing about this is that like the independent, like the grassroots Democrats have like sworn our campaign. Like I'm sitting here going, well, like I just want to, and I don't plan to lose, right? Like I always fight to win. Like I have to bring that spirit of like together, right? But like I feel like we're actually gonna just like actually win, right? So all these things we're doing, what I found is when I think about it, what's going on is that like it undercuts ideology, right? It's a constitutional right. It's a civil sort of. So I don't know if you can kind of keep your ear out in your local political context, but something that kind of undercuts all that will help sleep those people. And I actually read that last year is kind of like that way because I don't know why their establishment is kind of setting this like signal against our referendum, and their grassroots people are picking up on that. So like that way, actually, they're going, why is the leadership pushing like not holding us? And I'm like, well, so anyway, so those opportunities are there, but just be open to the idea that like once we're in coalition with progressives, we're going to hear rhetorical approaches that are very unfamiliar to us, things that are going to kind of raise some defenses, and just have the courage and the love to like push through that. Because it's a huge opportunity right now. Balance growth with the party of individuals.
Okay, so to balance growth with vigilance, I think both Jody and Mike covered a lot. So I'm going to talk about red flags. We're trying to grow our party. We're reaching out based on our principles. We say we believe in the non-aggression principle. We believe in civil liberties, and if reducing taxation and the size of the government, the point of view on the doesn't matter. We're still going to the right. We can be past the left and the right, but there are people on both the left and the right. At this moment in history, it is mostly the right who are coming in and saying, oh, well, we agree with these things. And it's a great way to that if you ask in a way to open them up, they will flip up. They're not trying to lie to us. They're just presenting their commonalities. Because we open ourselves up with this freedom of speech and providing a platform for all of these unique and odd and passionate views that we all have. They believe and they know that we will allow them this platform because we care so much about freedom of speech. So we need to use that freedom of speech against them. I'm not saying open debate is always the right way. There was a recent scandal with the State Party Convention. I disagree with that debate. I don't think we need to provide a platform. As the doctor said, the Libertarian Party Convention, fascists have no place in an anti-fascist convention. But there are ways to use the freedom of speech, to let them talk when we ask them questions, pointed questions, to find these points where they disagree with us. And they can point out and be like, that right there, building a wall, that's not really in our philosophy. Restricting movement, not really in our philosophy. Keeping trans individuals from transitioning, not really in our philosophy. Setting up a certificate, not really in our philosophy. So I do believe it. I'm not going to do anything, but maybe this isn't the party for you. But you gotta do it subtly. And it's difficult because we find them. Side note, anecdote, we can do a lot of this, sorry. I was on Facebook the other day, responding to one of our vice chairs, I was something or other. And I had mentioned casually about another partner of mine. I'm married, but I have partners outside of my partner. And I'm not completely generous. And accused of allowing even them into our party. And I was told, I was told I was going to be one of the first to be directly cashiers. So this guy deleted a comment. But I screenshot it and I searched his page. We have 223 mutual libertarian party friends with me. These people come in, they hold their views very strongly. Their passion is hidden by our passion. But they'll flip up and they let their views. And when their views differ from our philosophy, we need to be strong and say, this doesn't align with what we believe. We're a party of principle, guys. Yeah, we're a party of principle. We need to stick to our principle. Freedom of speech doesn't mean we have to give them a platform for their speech. We just don't take away theirs. They can have their websites, they can have their slash hole, they can have their chance. I don't want it. But they don't need to be starting in our party using our name and co-opting our ballot access because of it. Freedom of speech doesn't mean we have to close them. Let them flip up, call them out, and tell them they need to find a new party.
As Reagan said, tear down this wall. Mr. Sharp, I guess the question is, what happens when they're already here, right? When they're already part, either they're in leadership or party members or whatever here. Is there value? This is not an opinion, it's not a question. Is there value in doing the debate once they're here, or is there some way that we should be excelling them in some way, shape, or form? What happens when they are here? This is my opinion. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I'm asking for your opinion. We have very simple going on in one of the southern states, very southern states. I think that when somebody routinely, and consistently speaks values that are not aligned with ours, regardless of their position in the party, we need to make a stand and be like, you know what? If you don't mind coming 90%, whatever, you don't belong here. Just because somebody has come in, because they know how to manipulate their own base to come in and take over what we lost down there. I'm asking the question, I'm saying, okay, this person exists, does that mean we should now put a spot on them and debate them so they believe that they're wrong, and they feel right, and they leave? Is that the option? The basic option, no, here's the rules where we get X number of voting and they're gone. Right? What is the answer to that?
I'm not getting that. The unfortunate thing about this debate is because they have organized to come in with massive numbers. These people have support. They bring their own people in, slowly trickling in, under the guise of agreeing with our philosophy. To debate them isn't going to go anywhere because they're already going to have people in that room because they're in that room in a leadership role. They've brought their own people in. Debating them is going to get a round of applause by those who agree with them. Just because people in an affiliate agree with the leader, the speaker, or whoever doesn't mean it aligns with our philosophy. There needs to be a philosophical agreement for these people. If they don't agree with our philosophy, we need to put a spotlight and be like, hey, that person over there doesn't agree with 90% of our philosophy. Let's find a way to remove them from the position of power. I'm not saying I know exactly how to remove them, but we need to find a way to remove them from positions of power that they have in our party because that was their goal. Their goal is to come in and take positions of power and co-opt us and use us for our ballot access and use us for our organization. We spent 50 years building. We cannot let people with different philosophies use our organizational and our ballot access.
So not move them from the party, but just position of power.
So there's a party membership we can't really control because you sign up with the department, with a particular election. You can say it's over here. But we have control over who shows up at our meeting. And we have control over who is involved in the organization and the actual activism. My personal belief is that we remove them from any sort of power or involvement in the actual organization aspect of our party. So I can't change the only or elect them to change their registration. I personally believe if they disagree with us on our philosophy, they should not be here, especially when they have a coordinated attempt to take over. I hate to be so dramatic, so we're under attack. They have coordinated actions. They go on. They have game plans. Like, weeks in advance, game plans saying, hey, we're going to go to this affiliate. This person's going to lead this. They're going to start this debate. You would not believe the level of organization they have to come and take over.
So I heard some of this going on even during the Gary Johnson campaign for president, and there was a lot of he wasn't libertarian enough, especially with the VP candidate, who did renounce his earlier positions. So I wonder, like, you gave some names, like where the continuum gets intolerant.
Please.
need to use their own words against them. There's a difference between saying, I'm for a minimal social net and saying, I'm for a certain thing.
I think there's only really one answer to this problem. Show up. This is democracy. Have fun. It's not easy. And the victors are the people who show up. It's about just getting bigger. Yeah, getting bigger. The Democratic Party has plenty of KKK members. Yes. The Republican Party has plenty of KKK members. Yes, it doesn't. The point is, both parties.
夜は真っ黒ですね。
You can't kick them out of the party. It's the only way. The only way to prevent them from getting positions of leadership is if we show up. And they're involved in that. Yes, that's the only way it's going to happen because we can't establish rules. As I mentioned before, they keep out certain types of people on the liberty that aren't remotely fascist, but they're just not all the way there. So we're going to discuss it. Maybe not the answer is we learn that we are a political party with philosophy, and every single one of us, think yourself as one philosopher, start thinking yourself as a politician. The tyranny board, here's what it's going to be. Here's what it's going to be. If you prefer. I don't care. I think that we have to. Lots of hands, not a lot of minutes left. So we're all going to be at lunch. We're happy to answer your questions over lunch. Just decide on what value us. I do want to address those two questions together. Augustus Mintus is not in charge of the Parliament of Italy anymore. I would not debate him, but I would resist him anymore. We don't debate certain fundamentals of human rights. That's your question. It's not about here. It's not about here. It's not about this person's scored less than 100 on the middle chart. We're talking about people and ideas that challenge the basics of human dignity, of universal human rights, of the movement of people, of the right to live where you choose, the right to trade with others, the basics that make for a civilized society. In fact, when you talk about attacks on Johnson and Bell, a lot of attacks on Bell were about trade. A lot of attacks on Bell were about organizations he was a part of, that some people believe were black helicopters over this country on behalf of the UN. I think a lot of those attacks were motivated by exactly the type of thing we're warning about today. That's my opinion. Yes, that's my opinion. We have not been to that. Let's add something quickly.
There is another play that we can add to our playbook here to keep and push out this alt-right threat, these fascist amazing Nazis, and whatever scary word you want to use for them. As Mike Jones said, we have a left. There are plenty of issues that we agree on. Civil liberties, individual rights, GSF rights, immigration, immigration orders, only. One of the ways that we can make ourselves so strong against them is instead of continuing the narrative where we reach to the more conservative, more women, is to reach to the left and talk about we think that we overlap. We need to be loud about it. We need to scream, we need to make it a big deal in all of our meetings. These things we agree with. We agree with trans rights. We agree with decriminalizing the Constitution. We agree with ending the war. We agree with the Democrats and progressives on many things. The more we talk about them, and the more we take those activism issues up, the more things that we sponsor and provide for and full credit for. The support our overlap on that direction, the less comfortable they're going to be able to showing up. Because they're going to feel less able to take us over. Because we're not talking about the things that cover up their connections with us. We're not connection with them. A few issues. Can we stop talking about the issues that they overlap with us and talk about the issues that we still care about, but that they disagree with? They're going to have less area but they don't have it to exploit us. So talk about sex work, talk about drugs, talk about polyamory, talk about trans rights, talk about GSF, talk about immigration, open borders, anti-war. God, talk about anti-war. Talk about it endlessly and a lot and loud and hold protest. Because if they can't show up to something that they don't agree with, they get less face time in our party, they get less recognition, they can't infiltrate us if they can't show up and agree with us.
でも夜真っ暗な時間
So I don't think the idea that this is debatable in other communities is very helpful right now. Certainly these are not debatable, whether internment camps should exist or not, whether that is the criteria of a voluntary enclave or whatever. No, okay, no. We don't need to talk about that, right? It's just like, it's necessary, So I just, this is like, a group of people can't hear me this way, So it's serious. It's serious because millions of people can die, and now is the time for that vigilance. So take the alarm, get back to your affiliates, and do what your consciousness to do, which I hope it is to physically move them, so to speak. I'm just supposed to look at voluntary enclave. Thanks for that. Party of human rights. Party of what? Yes. Chair, I will not yet say closing comment. There was a reason I invited the entire Massachusetts recess, all 28 chapters, to send to people. I don't know if any of them are here or not. They may not want to identify themselves. But if you are, welcome. My other thought, closing comment. There are sometimes key issues that don't sound important because these infiltrators can go off the rails and start foaming at the mouth. Telling them that the UN is not the chief threat to our freedom sometimes upsets a few people. If you more Canadian no matter what you think of it personally, really triggers the far right. People who pound on the table for a strong national defense we should look at carefully. And with that, I believe they are ready for lunch. The Libertarian State Leadership Alliance. Committee. I appreciate the invitation from the Libertarian Party of Massachusetts to come speak to you. Every time I get an opportunity to come speak to a state Libertarian Party around the country, it re-energizes me. It makes me more excited to be your chairman. It makes me more excited about the possibilities that we have to see what we all want. Nothing less than a world set free in our lifetime. And so today, I come to speak to you to do the favorite thing of all libertarians, and that is to tell you what to do. Because I know how much libertarians love to be told what to do. So I'm going to tell you what to do. I have 3 things that I want you to do. I want you to show up. I want you to be nice. And I want you to win. Let's start with showing up, because as some of the presidential candidates talked about, a lot of life is showing up. Show of hands in the room, how many of you know what a McRib is? Well, that's quite a few. For those who don't know what a McRib is a processed, pressed pork sandwich that McDonald's sells on a sporadic basis. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It has adamant fans, it has very strong detractors, and it's something that you never know if you're going to get it if you go to McDonald's. Will they have the McRib or not? Who knows? Some people like it, though. Who knows what a Big Mac is? Everybody. See, I don't even have to explain that. But a Big Mac is the most widely sold, most popular sandwich in the world. McDonald's sells more of them than any other thing that they sell. They have sold more of them than any other thing that they sell. They're available in every McDonald's, everywhere, all the time. For too long, the Libertarian Party has been the McRib of politics. Sometimes if you go in to vote on your ballot, there's going to be a Libertarian there. And for those who are fans of Libertarians, that's really exciting. Look, there's one on my ballot today. I get to vote for it. And then other times it's not there. You never know whether you're going to get it. It's not available frequently, and not everybody really understands what it's all about. That needs to stop. We need to stop being the McRib of politics and start being the Big Mac of politics. In states like Massachusetts, I think that you can get the Republicans. They'll probably be the McRib if you guys go and be the Big Mac. They're already sort of trying. It sounds like if they're not even running enough candidates, where even if all of them won, they couldn't even override a veto. I mean, really? Really? So I want to talk to you about the wasted vote. Do you guys understand what the wasted vote is? Does anyone think they know what the wasted vote is? Mr. Perry, go ahead. The wasted vote is this theory that Republicans and Democrats have come up with. That says that you don't vote for the guy that comes in first or second. You have wasted your vote. I contend that believers of the wasted vote theory, if they don't vote for the guy that wins, they've wasted theirs. So that is by my thoughts of taking their claim to its logical conclusion. So Mr. Perry has a definition of the wasted vote. It's not my definition of the wasted vote. My definition of the wasted vote is a little different. All around this country, every day, there are people who are so frustrated with the terrible options that they've been given by the old parties, with the lying and the cheating and the corruption, with the foreign wars, with the excessive spending, with the interference of the government into every aspect of our lives, that they've decided that they're done. That they've cast their last vote for a Republican or a Democrat. That they're done. That they'll never vote for an old party politician again in their life. And they go into a ballot box, and they have a ballot in front of them, and they're ready to vote Libertarian because they want all of their freedoms all of the time. They're ready to break away from the old party status quo. They're ready to vote for liberty. And there's not a Libertarian on their ballot. That vote is wasted. And those are the wasted votes that we have to stop wasting. We are at a point in this country where so many Americans are so frustrated with old party government that they want to be Libertarian, that their votes are going to come down like rain. And when rain hits a roof, it goes into the gutter, and it can either go out and go into the street and down into the sewer, or you can put in a rain barrel. You can catch that rain, and you can harness that rain, and you can use it for beneficial purposes. Every single Libertarian candidate is a rain barrel to catch those Libertarian votes. And that's what we need to do. We need to stop letting people's votes be wasted. The National Party has a goal for the 2016 elections that we will run more than 1,000 candidates across this country. I'd like it to be even more than that, but we have committed that we will run more than 1,000 candidates across this country. I was talking to Mr. Fishman, your political coordinator. Apparently, in the state of Massachusetts, it takes about 150 signatures to run for state assembly. Is that right? Okay. And then for state senate, it's a whopping, what, 300? So the question is, why is it that the Libertarians would run less candidates than the Republicans? Why would we be the McRib? What's the point in that? Get out there and be a Libertarian candidate. Show your citizens, show the community members, show your neighbors and your friends what being a Libertarian is all about. Go out there and catch those votes. Because every time you run for office as a Libertarian, it's free advertising. The media doesn't need to cover us. They don't like to cover us. The old parties would prefer that they not ever cover us. But when you're running for office, there's a certain level of coverage you just have to get. You're on the ballot. They got to cover you at least a little bit. And that's your opportunity to get out there and show how we're different. To make that difference by being different. The other thing about running lots of candidates, and I believe we should run candidates up and down the ballot everywhere that is humanly possible to do, is it's easy for the old parties to defend against a couple of candidates. If you run a couple of races, they can put money and effort into stopping you. It's very difficult to defend against all of the candidates. It's real hard for them to know where you're coming from, and where you're coming from is everywhere. It creates excitement, it creates energy, and it shows that we're viable. We are a real political party that's not going anywhere. Somebody earlier in the day asked me how the building is going. You know, we have a national headquarters. We own our own headquarters. We are the only one of 3 political parties in this country that does that. And the other 2 are, I hope, on their way out. We are the only political party that believes in all of your freedoms all of the time. We don't make exceptions and we don't make you make choices. Up until the Supreme Court kind of took that issue off the table. It used to be that the biggest problem, let's say that you were a gay couple who lived in a rough part of town, and you wanted to protect yourself with a gun. But you also wanted to get married. It used to be the old parties would make you pick. Which of your freedoms is more important to you? Is it the freedom to marry who you love, or is it the freedom to carry weapons to defend yourselves from somebody who would harm you? Which one's more important? Because you can either pick this one, and then we're taking away the other one, or vice versa. You want to be defended? You want to be married? Your call. Only the Libertarian Party says that's not a choice that any American should ever have to make. That's not a choice that any American should ever have to make on any one of our freedoms. All of your freedoms, all of the time. I want you to keep your money. I want you to keep your guns. I want it to not be the government's business what you put in your body. I want the government to stop using your money to bomb innocent people overseas. I want all of these things. I don't want to settle for half a loaf. For too long, the old parties have given our fellow citizens half a loaf. And it's up to you to go out there and tell them that you don't have to settle. That if you really want freedom, we're here, and we're going to stand up for you and for your rights. Showing up is so crucial. But it's also crucial to be nice. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, when referring to the last Lubavitcher Rebbe, said, go leaders create followers, and great leaders create leaders. Now, as a party, the Libertarian Party has a remarkable percentage of young people in it. There's a remarkable number of people who are coming up in politics who have decided not to take the path that their parents and their grandparents took, not to settle for Havelope because they want all of their freedoms. And when it comes to our young coming up in this party, there are two things you can do with your young. You can build them up into good leaders. You can nurture them. You can mentor them. You can show them how they can take control and bring the party to places that it's never been before. You can build up your young. The other option with young is you can hate them. And it's not funny anymore because for too long that's exactly what we've done in this party. When new people come in, when young people come in, when excited new libertarians come in, we turn on the circular firing squad, we shoot them, we kill them, we roast them, and we eat them. And then they never come back. And then we wonder why we don't get bigger. We don't get bigger because we need to be nicer. We need to be nicer because we as a party are in a unique place. Because we don't believe in giving out government favors with other people's money. Because we don't have phony capitalist donors who are going to give us favors that we could give out. We have no money. We have no power. We have no favors to give. That's what keeps other people in old parties. It's the favors, it's the power, it's the money. That's why they stay there even if they're mean. All we have is attitude. All we have is who we are. And who we are is beautiful, but we need to show people that. We need to be more welcoming and accepting of people. We need to bring people in. We're the only party that believes fully in the individual and in individualism. We believe in individual rights, not government rights, not states' rights. We believe in the individual. And that's why it is so depressing when I see Libertarian Party members treat other people in groups, treat other people as a collective. That as soon as somebody says something that you don't agree with, they say, hey, you know what? I really think public schools are important. Status. It's a wonderful word that means nothing to anybody outside this room. And it's mean. It's mean. You're not listening to that person as a person. And for a party of individuals and individualists, it's the greatest evil you can do, is to treat others like they're not individuals. Those are people too. And they're people who may want to be libertarian if you will let them grow. I was talking to somebody earlier today who was talking about the frustrations of talking to people about libertarianism and they don't get it. They don't get it. And I asked, how long did it take you to get it? And it was plus or minus 35 years. They're not going to get it the first time. So don't make them. Don't force them. Meet people where they're at. Listen to what they have to say. Try and find out what's important to them. The local hero of yours around here, I think, one of the Magliazzi brothers died a couple years ago. Last year? Died. Which is a loss for all of us, looking back at the guys. And one of the interviews that he gave, he said, you know, my wife thinks I'm stupid. Because we have these arguments. We have these fights. And I just say, yeah, honey, you're right. And she thinks I'm dumb because she's always right. But you know what? I'm happy. How many people in the room are married? How many of you ever won an argument with your spouse? Did you win? Or did you win a night on the couch? No, I won. Well, there's a unicorn in the room. Everyone get a picture of it. We have choices. We can choose to persuade other people, or we can be so focused on being right and beating them over the head with how right we are and forcing them to the ground and twisting their arm behind their back and saying, tell me I'm right, I'm right, tell me I'm right. Or we can try and communicate. If we try and beat people over the head with our ideas, they can't hear us anymore. And if they can't hear us, they can't be persuaded. And if they can't be persuaded, then we can never get them started along that path that for some of us takes 35 years. If they won't take the first step, they'll never get to the destination. So think about that when you're going out and you're talking to people who aren't libertarians yet. That you have these choices, you can persuade them, or you can be right. You have to learn to speak their language. Quick show of hands. There's one old party with the elephants. I think they're called the Republicans, pretty sure. And then there's the other old party with the donkeys. Show of hands if you refer to them as the Democrat Party. Anyone? Okay. Show of hands if you refer to them as the Democratic Party. Okay. Roll call Jim. The first group that refers to them as the Democrat Party, you cannot be heard by anyone from that side of the aisle. They literally cannot hear you. Because by using a term for them that is not the term that they use for themselves, they have immediately pegged you as being rightward leaning, and they do not care what you have to say. They will not hear you. They will not listen. So if you use the other term, add an IC at the end when you're talking to people, because it's polite to refer to people how they want to be referred to. So if somebody prefers Mr. to Mrs., then you call them Mr. If vice versa, then you call them whatever. It costs you nothing, and it wins you a great deal of influence. Because if they can't hear you, they can't understand you. Once you're speaking their language, once you're done with the insider language of status and you know these terms that we use as libertarians that mean a lot to us but mean nothing to people outside of us, the next step is to focus on agreement. How many people in this room have ever sold anything? Oh good, lots of you. Well then this should be pretty much, you know, a repetition, I would hope. But there's an old saying in sales that if you have a product that's got 10 features, right? And you have a customer who is super excited about 2 of those features, then you never, ever talk about the other 8. When putting in more basic terms, shut up and take their money. This is how it has to work in libertarianism. There are people out there who agree with us on many, many issues and disagree with us strongly on some of them. If you don't have to, don't talk about that other stuff. Focus on the areas of agreement. And Council Forum Mayor of New York used to say, if you agree with me on 9 out of 14 issues, vote for me. If you agree with me on 14 out of 14 issues, find a psychiatrist. We don't agree on everything and we shouldn't force that. Because we can work together on things that we agree on without making people bend to our will and agree with everything we say. We can focus on the areas of agreement, and if there's somebody who really does like gun control, but otherwise they're a libertarian, it's probably not a great idea to talk to them about guns.
猿が増えすぎる。
is not a short game. This is not the next election. This is not the next 2 elections. This is nothing less than a world set free in our lifetimes. Our lifetimes are long and getting longer. So we need to stay in this for the long term and take those long-term wins and not go for these short-term gains. Not, there's no need to call up the people for a short-term gain. Where we are as a party right now, we are in the long game. I have a new phrase for everybody. It could be the new thing. I don't know. You'll have to try it out. But it's something I learned from a guy named Larry Sharpe in New York. And one of the things he suggests is when you're talking to somebody who's new to the whole libertarian thing, and they tell you, their position on whatever. Government schools are great. I love public schools. They're the best thing ever. Try this phrase out. It's free. It's useful. It's helpful. You might be right. You might be right. Just learn how to say that. Can everyone say it with me? I know participation. Come on. You might be right. How's that, how'd that feel? Feel good? I might not be right. Or I might be right. That's the key. When you go to somebody who gives you a position that's totally out of line with what you think, just saying you might be right validates that other person. And now they can continue to hear you. And it's true. They might be right. We've all been wrong about some stuff. So just accept that possibility, even if it might not be really likely that they're right. They might be. And then you can continue to have a conversation. And that's what's important, because if we continue to have the conversation, eventually we are right. The arc of human history bends towards freedom. Individual liberty is such a beautiful concept that we are right. But sometimes it's okay, much like in a marriage, it's better to be right than to force somebody else to agree with you. And sometimes people are more inclined to agree with you if they come around on their own to realizing that you're the one who actually might be right and they were wrong. If you don't force them into it, it's a lot easier for them. The last thing that I want you to do is pretty simple. I just want you to win. Every single one of you, I want you to win. Because that's why we do this. We do this to win. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus had a saying, everything in life has 2 handles, that by which it can be born and that by which it cannot. For those of you who are more visual learners, imagine a coffee mug with 2 handles. One of them is soft and ergonomically formed to fit in your hand, and you can just hold that cup forever. You can walk around all day gesturing with it, spilling your coffee, never get tired. And the other handle is sharp and angular and covered in broken glass. And you cut yourself as soon as you pick it up, and the bleeding just keeps going in there. You're pouring blood down your hand. It's hard to hold that handle. So don't pick things up by the wrong handle. When you come out of an election, Mr. Fitz, did you run for something recently?
I ran for city council in 2013.
Okay, 2012. In 2013, how many votes did you get?
I got 240 votes in my primary, which was not enough to buy the race.
Okay. So there's a handle by which the whole parties would like you to pick that up, and that is, you're a loser. How's that feel, loser? Feel good? There's a candidate with really bad hair who goes around. I figure I try out, see if it worked for me. It's not really my thing. You guys don't think.
You might be right.
I might be right. Oh, right. It's a solid move. They want you to pick it up by that handle because they know that you can't hold it by that handle for very long. That every time you don't take the office that you ran for, you think you're a loser, and you're told that you're a loser. And why would you keep running, you loser? You keep losing, loser. Eventually, that gets to everybody. It's hard to pick it up by that handle. You're not a loser. You're a winner. Because your job, you have to understand what your job is as a candidate. Now, I know that y'all have a football team, a regional football team here that's pretty good at the football. Is that world champion? Okay, I'm just checking. Whether they make it or not, they are quite good at the game of football. That's fact. Who here knows who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are?
夢を乗せて走るシャドウ明日へのレビー増えすぎる街の雨を洗いずるい